right.
And we're back. It's been a little while, ladies and gentlemen. The K-Town Brothers podcast is coming back at you. I am Uncle Jude. This is my co-host, Kobe-Wan Shinobi.
What's up? What's up?
Ooh, what's been going on?
Nothing, man. I'm out here living life, trying to at least.
Living that. Damn. What was I gonna say to you earlier? I had thought about it too. Damn, that's fucked up. I was like, something about like, how is it in the non-hood or something like that.
Oh yeah,
Something along that nature. It was funnier though.
yeah. It's kind of quiet, man. It's hot as hell.
Quiet. Nice and quiet. How the kids?
They're doing good, man.
Good. That's good.
Layla's up there with y'all.
What?
She was at Ma's house the other day. I don't know if she's still there.
What's she doing up here?
I didn't tell you that she was going to be in a trip for a couple weeks in Illinois.
We ain't talked in like maybe 3-4 weeks.
That's true.
In a minute.
Like last week, her mom and her flew to Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
They went to Chicago for a couple of days, did some touristy stuff, ate some hot dogs, and
okay,
some good Chicago food.
Yeah. We get a lot of that.
Yeah, and then they went to Bloomington, and then they've been there hanging out.
She getting along with her mom better nowadays?
Yeah, okay. It's better. It's still not perfect, ideal, or whatever. Right. Yeah, but yeah, it's a lot better. It's cool.
Okay.
So yeah, everything's good, man. What about you?
Let's see. Since we talked last, Ariel's out the crib. We got her a bed.
She got a big girl bed now?
She got a big girl bed.
How's that transition go?
So she is definitely what I like to call have been exploring her new freedom. So here's one example. We gave her a shower. We read her story. She lets us read her stories now. Before, she would never let us read her stories. So now we're reading her bedtime stories. So that's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got a shit ton of books. She's in this little book club from Dolly Parton.
Oh, I heard about
it when I was watching Jimmy Fallon and Dolly Parton was on there. And she was like, oh, yeah, sign up and see if your zip code is in and blah, blah, blah. And our zip code was in it. So she's been getting, this is probably 2 years now. She's been getting books from Dolly Parton. They just send a book a month.
Oh, that's cool.
Different little kid book a month. Yeah, pretty cool. So she's got a bunch of books. So she's got all types of shit to, be read to her.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, back to the bed. So we put her in bed. Excuse me. Sorry. We put her in bed and I'm pouring some juice. And then I was going to, go downstairs. My usual routine is, the baby gets a bath. We read, we put her in bed after lotion and all that other stuff. And then, I go downstairs, roll up, go outside, smoke, come back in, go to sleep. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting ready to go downstairs. I'm pouring juice. And next thing I know, there's this little person off to my right looking at me. Now, the way her room's set up, she has 2 doors. Okay. So one door goes into the den and the other door goes into the little vestibule that has like the restroom and the other bedroom and the stairwells, and it's the middle of the house.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm going to get some water. I was like, sweetheart, we've told you 17 times tonight that it's, your bedtime. You can't drink a bunch of water at bedtime, blah, 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 blah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I usher her back into the room. And then I find tissue and the little booger sucker thing,
Yeah.
it's the bulb syringe.
Yeah.
I
Uh-huh.
find that on her bed. She's trying to pull her own boogers out, right?
Uh-huh.
She doesn't have any. Whatever, right? So I'm like, I ask her some questions about it, blah blah blah, and then she's like, I like try to get her to lay down, and she acts like she doesn't know how to lay down. She was like, I don't know what to do. I was like, you just lay down, close your eyes, and wake up in the morning and the sun's out again. You just lay down and close your eyes till you fall asleep. Like, I don't know what to do. So I physically lay her down, right? And I put her back in the bed, and she says whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I leave. And then next thing I know, on the baby monitor, I hear her mom going in the room because she's making noise and doing something again.
Uh-huh.
And this little girl had gotten up, walked in the kitchen, opened the refrigerator, got her little bitty, because we have like small bottles of water for her,
Uh-huh.
you know, and like grabbed some water. And she was sitting on the edge of her bed when her mom went in the room, like opening or trying to open the bottle of water, you know.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's like, Jesus Christ, man. This one, oh, this little girl's too much, man. It's
Yeah.
like, that's why we had you in the motherfucking crib in the first place. We knew you wouldn't stay in the fucking bed. We knew it.
Yeah.
So it's been fun. She's been doing a little bit better lately. Other than that, let's see. I'm just telling myself, like, because minimum wage went up in
Uh-oh.
Chicago. Whoop whoop. We get $15 an hour now. Ooh, I'm gonna be rich, baby.
That's an irresponsible amount of money to just give people.
Man, ain't it?
Yeah.
Man, them niggas never should have gave me money. And I just tell myself, I wake up in the mornings, I sit on the edge of my bed, and I'm like, I'm just going to work to talk shit with people that are cool and get
Hmm.
$84 a day.
Yeah.
That's what it is after taxes.
Oh, damn.
And I've been telling myself that for the last couple of weeks. I've been doing better,
Oh, that's
trying to
good.
improve my self-talk, like
That's good, man.
shit like that. Like it's just until I don't know if I told you this either, because we ain't spoken a minute.
Hmm.
But if I'm not willing to do what it takes to change my financial situation, I'm gonna
Hmm.
stop bitching about it. Until I'm ready to go back to some school and take a trade class or
Hmm.
take a class in this or class in that to try to, get into a different, career field or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
until I'm ready to do that, I'll just bitch about everyday stuff. Oh, my boss is a bitch because of XYZ, you know?
Hmm.
Like, I'll just bitch about that shit, not like, oh, I'm in a shitty job. Yeah, whatever, bro. I got a shitty job. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's what I do right now, you know?
That's cool, man. I think it's good to the extent that like it's like a perspective thing. It's like it helps you to instead of looking down into a
Yeah.
hole, it's like you're looking up.
Ooh, I got a story too for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. A weird story for
Oh
me.
yeah.
Just super weird. Um, So it's really busy at work one day this week. Let's call it Wednesday. It might have been Tuesday. I don't know. Probably Wednesday.
Hmm.
And we had this big mailing that was going out. So it was busy, busy, busy all day. Plus, a whole bunch of food comes in. Now, when food comes in, This dude named James processes it, but he leaves all the boxes on the dock.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go downstairs later on and I throw all the boxes away. There's two compactors on the dock. There's one for trash and there's one for recycling.
Mm-hmm.
So you only put boxes in the recycling one, and you put, like the styrofoam and stuff and the dry ice and all that other shit in the trash, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's super late for me to be going down. Normally I get it done by 1 o'clock, right?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2 o'clock, something like that. So it's 4:30. I go downstairs. I really went downstairs to go outside to smoke, but then I saw the boxes and I was like, fuck, I
Yeah.
forgot about this shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I head over to the boxes. I look over to my right, and there's this old white lady talking to the female dock security guard. There's two of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the first one leaves at 2 o'clock. It's 4:30. So there's only one left. And they shout out to me that uh the recycling compactor is broken.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, so all these boxes are just supposed to sit on the dock overnight? Like what happened? Like, come to find out, it wasn't broken.
Mm-hmm.
The security guard didn't know what the fuck she was talking about, right? Per usual. So, uh, anyway, this old bitch comes over there to me, and this is this old white lady. And my first thought is, what the fuck do you want? Oh, well,
Mm-hmm.
who do you work for? I kind of have a feeling that she's the owner of the building,
Mm-hmm.
but I wasn't positive. A little background on the owners. So the father or the owner of the building is this dude. He's worth like $6 billion or something. He's some real estate billionaire dude,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he, how like we've talked about like people buying their wives, like, you know, frog stores. You can come buy your frog trinkets here.
Yeah.
That's all we sell.
Mm-hmm.
So he gave it to his wife, right? So this $350 million building, it was on the news and everything,
Mm-hmm.
amounts, he gives to his wife. So his wife puts their daughter in charge of it.
Mm-hmm.
So their daughter's name is like Sheila. This lady introduced herself to me as Patricia. I thought I was talking to Sheila.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you following me,
Okay.
kind of?
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that it was an owner, but I thought that it was the daughter of the owner, not the actual owner. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So back to the story. So I'm on the dock. I'm breaking down boxes. I'm taking the foam out, throwing them in the trash. And, she walks over. She's like, oh, well, who do you work for? So I tell her who I work for and where I work and what we do. She asks a couple more questions, being a nosy motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm, what the fuck do you want? Right. Next
Mm-hmm.
thing I know, she starts grabbing boxes and trying to break them down. And then she asked me for uh my fucking razor blade,
Mm-hmm.
my like box cutter.
Yeah.
So I hesitantly give it to her. I'm thinking to myself, bitch, if you cut yourself, you're gonna have to sue yourself. Like
Yeah.
like your ass out, basically,
Yeah.
whatever. And she has all these little sayings about, oh, the more people, I don't remember it at all, but it was something along the lines of like, oh, well, the more people help the team or something like that, or
Yeah.
the more people work, the team does better. Like she had some little phrase to say about that, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
But this old bitch starts fucking like cutting open boxes like nothing, like she's actually done the shit before, and then flattening them out, putting them down. And there are over 17 boxes down there, big boxes too, like
Mm-hmm.
big boy. Like,
Yeah.
and she's breaking the boxes down. I'm throwing shit out. She's throwing shit out. Like, um, bitch, you're worth $6 billion. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
But that was dope. Like,
Yeah.
first of all, that's probably the second billionaire's hand that I've ever shaken, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like, because the first would be Chris Kennedy,
Mm-hmm.
but like just for her to be down there, involved in the nitty gritty, but yet again, this is the owner of the building, right?
Yeah.
That McDonald's leases, right?
Mm-hmm.
And McDonald's contracts us, Excella, out to run their mailroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the director of Excella can't say hi to any of his employees.
Yeah.
But you got the bitch that's 4 or 5 stages higher than this nigga,
Mm-hmm.
and she's working with a minimum wage employee talking about, you're gonna run for me the next time you see me. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, nah, this is what I do. Like, like I ain't scared of no work, like
Yeah.
this is what I do. Like, but you got this billionaire bitch busting boxes open on a stinky ass dock,
Uh-huh.
but this nigga can't even say hi to nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I took her off of the automatic shitty white person billionaire list. Like, she earned a bunch of points with me right there. That was dope.
Yeah.
That
That's
was dope.
cool.
A
It's
billionaire. Literally. She could pay somebody to bathe her. You know what I mean? And,
yeah.
and she's busting boxes open with a fucking rusty ass box cutter.
Yeah. No, I feel you, man. Like it's so
That was
recently
mm-hmm,
I was on a date and
mm-hmm.
I was talking to this woman, this wonderful woman. She's awesome.
Okay.
But so I had actively avoided certain things to
Right.
talk about, discussion subjects. And not because I'm not willing to talk about them.
Okay.
I'm just not trying to look for opportunities to shoot myself in the foot or cause any problems or, just,
Right.
I hadn't known her that well. It's not that I thought that something bad would happen. It's just,
Right.
one of the few ways that I
Want
will
to be
be kind
safe.
of conservative. Yeah,
Better safe than sorry.
right. And somehow through her side of the conversation, we started kind of talking about people with money and stuff like that. I think I might have prompted it because I think I made a comment on how I'm like kind of anti-capitalism. I'm practically a socialist.
Oh, whoa, whoa. Okay. That's a big statement.
Like because for real, from a political standpoint, I'm like when the revolution comes and they start lining up billionaires up against the wall or whatever
Yeah.
happens during the revolution.
Right.
I don't necessarily think I'm not going to advocate that, we should be hurting people or whatever, but like,
Shit happens.
yeah,
I got you.
but it's something
Okay.
I struggle with.
Yeah.
And so we were talking.
I would just shoot them. I would want to be there shooting them. That's what I would want.
yeah. Well, so we were talking, and, she was like, I know a lot of people who are like millionaires that are
Okay.
like really good people.
Okay. I can
And
see
I
that.
was like, I mean, I will believe you because you tell me that, and I trust you and what you tell me.
Okay.
But I don't know. Like, I'm not completely on that boat. I
I
don't
got
know.
you.
I don't know how to feel about it. It's a thing because on the
I
one
think
hand, I can
right.
understand that a given person can be a good person.
Okay.
But on the other hand, what I think about is, and this includes me, what kind of culpability, what kind of responsibility does a person have when they participate in any way in a system that exploits people? And
Right.
it was designed to exploit people.
Correct.
So if I have, let's say, 2 ounces of responsibility
Right.
because of my position, because like I buy fancy computer stuff that's made by people in sweatshops or whatever in
Correct.
China. How much more responsibility does somebody have who's a billionaire who owns a $350 million building that literally has thousands of people employed in it, and all those people are being exploited by capitalism?
Correct.
So like, that's the
That's
angle
how
where
I
I'm
feel
coming.
about police officers. Let me tell you another story at
Exactly. It's
work.
a similar thing.
I go onto the dock one day, and the female security guard, there's the supervisor is a dude, cool as hell. He's like 45 or something like that.
Hmm.
And cool as hell, South Side nigga, you know,
Hmm.
the gang bang type shit,
Yeah.
but he's been out of that. He's super cool.
Yeah.
Then you got this other security guard, which is a female, and she's just kind of reckless. She comes in late all the time. She's drunk. She gets caught falling asleep.
Hmm.
Everybody suspects she's doing something on the job. Whether it's getting drunk or high. It's up in the air.
Yeah.
But so she's talking to this cop. Now she's like, "Oh, and this is Julian, and blah blah blah, and this is James," and she's telling this cop everybody's name. And
Hmm.
after the cop was gone later on, I'm like, "What the fuck is you sharing my name with the motherfucking police for?" I was like, "I don't fuck." This is how I said. I was like, "I don't fuck with white people. I don't fuck with police. I don't fuck with lawyers. I don't fuck with doctors." I was like, and I don't fuck with niggas from New York. Like, like I don't fuck with any of them people. Like, I don't fuck with them. Like, they're automatically on my fucking shit list. I hate New York. Fuck New York niggas. Word is bond, as y'all would say. I like word on my mother. Like, fuck New York niggas. I hate them motherfuckers. And then
Oh
like
man.
police. I've already told my wife if like any of her friends are married to police officers, I'm not going to a barbecue. I'm not breaking bread with a fucking cop because of going back to what you were talking about being part of that system.
Hmm.
And that's how I feel. And then I also add that I hate to see niggas wearing suits because that's
Hmm.
some European shit.
Yeah.
All of our shit is fucking loose fitting. I hate to see niggas in these monkey suits from fucking Europe.
Yeah.
Like the suit and tie, 3-piece suit, 2-piece, whatever. Like I fucking hate that whole dumbass look. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Like I can't fucking stand it. And then 90% of these niggas that wear them are a bunch of sedity ass niggas that actually think that these white people have accepted them.
Hmm.
No, they haven't. You're a nigga. And that's how they look at you, as far as I'm concerned. But I'm an
Yeah.
idiot. So, whatever. But yeah, so to your point, that shit just happened. Don't be telling my motherfucking name to no goddamn police. I'm not even wanted for shit, but I don't want them niggas talking about me
Yeah.
either. Julian, nothing. You ain't meet Julian, nothing.
You think he went home, was talking to his wife? He's like, "Oh, I met a guy named Julian today."
Guy named Julian. Ain't your nephew named Julian? That's a really rare name. That shit sticks. And then of
It
course,
is.
like going back to the billionaire bitch. Like she was like, "Oh, Julian. Oh, I have an aunt named Julia. There's a Julie. There's a," and she just keeps naming all this white shit.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, I fucking hate white people. Fucking hate
Oh
them.
man.
Oh, but hey, real talk. It's an
Uh-huh.
interesting story. I don't know where her husband like where his money came from, if it's his money.
Hmm.
I don't know whose money it is,
I can tell you
but
it came from the exploitation of workers.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Word is bond, as New York niggas would say. Um,
You almost sounded like Denzel a little bit there. All right, all right, all right.
all right, all right, okay, okay, okay. All right, my man. And um her mother was a sex trafficker or was sex trafficked. She was a sex worker
So you're talking about the
or a
lady,
prostitute.
you're talking about the box lady.
The lady that was busting boxes open with
Uh-huh.
me, the old lady, Patricia,
Yeah.
her mother used to be a prostitute overseas, wherever she's from, whether it's,
Yeah.
I don't know, Poland,
Italy, Poland,
yeah, one of them.
England,
Right,
Germany, whatever.
right.
France.
Yeah, one of them racist ass countries. I'm not here to make friends, ladies and gentlemen. Fucking foreigners. The funniest part about, I used to work with this dude who lived in China for like 4 or 5
Uh-huh.
years,
Yeah.
and he taught English over there,
Yeah.
but he was fluent in like Mandarin.
Mm-hmm.
And he said one thing that was like funniest to him was that like Chinese people refer to people as foreigner. Okay, foreigner, like in whatever Mandarin, they'll
Yeah.
they'll be talking to somebody and be like, "This is $3.25, whatever their fucking money is.
Yeah.
This is $3, foreigner."
Really?
And they say shit like that. And then they constantly make sure that the person that they're talking to knows that they're a foreigner, he says.
Interesting. Wow.
And it's not considered like necessarily disrespectful. That's just what they do.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome, foreigner.
That's
But
interesting.
yeah, I thought that was interesting. So I started wanting to referring to people as foreigner over here because it is disrespectful. Yeah, how can I help you, foreigner?
That's
Fucking
funny.
colonizer.
There you go.
Fuck do you want?
That was one of the parts I liked in the Black Panther movie, the
Uh-huh.
Marvel one, when the what's her name? Shuri, the sister, the smart girl, Black
Okay.
Panther's sister.
Right, right.
She's the little scientist.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
she
The
would talk
skinny
to
one.
the white dude. She always called him colonizer.
Oh, she did, didn't she?
Yeah. I think almost every time she talked to him.
Bro, it's still, I saw this fucking World Star video. There were two that I saw that I wish I was there. I wish they would have been talking to me because it would have not ended the same, let me tell you.
Uh-huh.
But one of them was this fucking Karen fucking telling somebody, go back to your brown country. And dude sitting there like he's like I'm American. It's a black dude, but he sounds geeky.
Yeah.
It wasn't a hood nigga or nothing. Because a hood
Yeah.
nigga would have probably just slapped the shit out of him. But he's like I'm American. Blah blah blah. Oh yeah, are you? Why don't you take your ass back? And it's like, yo, hey, yo, do you realize this ain't your country?
Yeah.
Like y'all didn't, like, 1492 Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Ring a
Like, you
bell?
never heard of any of that shit? Like,
Yeah.
uh, Indians, you never heard any of that. Fucking Thanksgiving, it's just like none of this shit. It just all went over your head. This has just always been white motherfuckers. This close to the equator, you're that white. This close to the equator, you're that white. That's not how that fucking works.
Yeah.
Like, you need to be a little further north. Like, y'all might want to take that shit to Canada or some shit. I don't know what the fuck you think, but that is the one thing that will send me to fuck off is fucking white people telling black people to go back to their country. Go back to your country.
Yeah.
Like, and there was this other one where um apparently this little kid was kicking the seat,
Mm-hmm.
and this lady turns around and tells her kid to stop. This, they're on an airplane, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I mentioned that.
No, I figured it was that.
Okay. And so she turns around and tells her, hey, could you tell your kid to stop kicking the seat? The kid's probably like 1.5 2. Kid don't know what the fuck it's doing.
Yeah.
That's not the issue, right? But this bitch who the kid was kicking the seat was fucking white, right? And the lady that asked the lady to have her child stop kicking the seat was black.
Mm-hmm.
This bitch is like, stop being black or stop acting black. Well, tell that fucking honky ass kid of yours to stop acting fucking white and kicking the back of fucking seats and shit. Like, and then I would have, no disrespect to the kid, but I
Yeah.
would have been like, fuck this nigga, fuck this little ass fucking kid, and your fucking white ass. And I would have just went the fuck in on her being white,
Yeah.
her kid, and even more so on the kid. Again, no disrespect to the kid, but I mean, you want to tell me to stop acting black, bitch? Tell your fucking kid to stop kicking a fucking seat out of fucking courtesy. How's about that, you dumb cunt? But it would have just went on and on and on, and I would have. Whoo! I wish I was there. I wish I was on that flight.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I was on that flight.
Wow.
Whoo, man, man. But these fucking white people, they just, I don't know. I just love. There was, I think we talked about this one last time with the Starbucks, and the lady like threw some ice water in this dude's face. It was
I
this
don't think
black
so.
dude with dreadlocks at a Starbucks in California,
Mm-mm.
and she like threw ice in his face and fucking called him a nigger, and he knocked her the fuck out.
Damn.
I mean, just, and he was in shape too.
Mm-hmm.
It was just out. Bet that bitch won't do that again. I mean, out. He might have broke the bitch's jaw. Like, she hit the floor hard.
Man.
Like, he hit her like he hit a nigga.
Yeah.
Like, he just cold cocked her, just knocked
Wow.
her the fuck out. Just fucking white people, man, are just fucking stepping out of pocket too much over and over again. It's one of them things.
I mean, all this Trump stuff is
Mm,
it's not getting worse, I don't think, like
no,
it was,
I
but it's
agree.
still it's higher than it was before he got elected. Still, it hasn't gone back
Yeah,
down to
yeah,
normal.
yeah. It hasn't deflated either. It's not inflating, but it hasn't deflated either, because it was inflating while he was in office, and
Yeah.
it's just gotten bad. There was even this congressman. I don't know where it was, might have been in Texas or something.
Mm-hmm.
That was, he like stood up. He's like, "Do we have a house, nigger? Do
Oh,
we
I
have
heard
a
about
house,
that.
nigger?" What? Whoa, bro. No, I'm not gonna apologize for it, because that's, because he was claimed he was repeating something somebody else said. So it was okay for him to say it because somebody else said it already,
Yeah.
who was black apparently. I mean, but just in general, like, these motherfuckers been jumping out their bodies. What you think about all this space shit? We done had who since we talked last? We had
We had Richard Branson and
Branson
fucking Jeff
and
Bezos.
Bezos. Think all the fucking employees,
That fucking
slave
guy.
labor.
pretty much. Like this
And
guy's got some nerve. Like there's people peeing in bottles that work for him. And
mm,
he's like, I want to thank all my employees. Like you saved me so much time and money by peeing on those bottles. Like that's a real creative use of
time,
of your
time
time.
management.
That's right.
Mm.
And you know what? Instead of him giving all this money, he gave a bunch of money apparently to
Yeah, Van Jones and some other
yeah.
dude,
Well,
100
why
million
don't you give
bucks.
everybody a fucking raise? How about that?
Right. How far would 100 million go amidst however many employees he had? I'm assuming
Yeah.
he don't have 100 million employees. So to give them all $2, $3 more, how much would that get? Like, how far would $100 million stretch? Or
Yeah.
no, let's say $200 million because he's giving his shit to fucking charity
Hmm.
instead of paying fucking people. So he gave him $100 million each. How much would $200 million stretch across every single employee that he has?
Hmm.
I'm sure it's something that's Googleable, but it's one
Yeah.
of them things. It's like what the fuck? Why don't you think about shit like that? You got
There's
paid that much fucking money.
in 2018 there were 650,000 full and part-time employees.
You gonna do the math?
Yeah. That's $307 total. Let's say
For
308.
each person
Yeah.
a year. Well, it's better than what they're fucking
No,
getting, right?
yeah, I mean that's just the total. If you take $200 million and divide it by 650,000 people.
Okay.
So if you take that and then you divide that by 20, how many weeks? No, it's 52 weeks.
52.
That's like $6 a week. So I
Well,
mean that's not that
whatever.
much, but
But it's better than nothing. It's better for this year. And then you do that again next year. And then the year after that, it's better than getting nothing.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm just saying, like it's fucking retarded. So 200 million wouldn't go that far across 600 some thousand employees, but you could do something for them. You didn't pay no taxes last year, nigga.
Yeah,
Like
pretty
what the fuck
much.
is up with that? You couldn't take 17%, you couldn't take 5% and give everybody a raise. Something. There's something you could do
Hmm.
to stop. Like, I understand you got a divorce and your wife took half of your money and then you made more and now you're the richest person ever or whatever the fucking case. Like,
Yeah.
I get all that. Like, I get you took a loss, but you and your perceived losses, like
I mean, is that really a loss?
that's what I'm saying, perceived.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know if I've complained about it on a podcast, but I've complained about it in person several times. Like the Chicago Bears had released some sort of statement about they lost $2 billion during 2020,
Hmm.
because the stadiums weren't open and they couldn't earn money. No, bitch, you didn't lose anything. You just weren't able to earn 2 billion fucking dollars.
Yeah.
You didn't lose shit. Stop it.
It's
It's
that
not
sense
your
of
money.
entitlement.
Right.
Hmm.
It's not your money already. People still have to decide to go to your shitty ass fucking games that have been shittier and shittier since 1985. You fucks. Like, stop it. But that kills me about companies. Oh, we
Yeah.
lost. We lost. No, you just didn't earn.
Hmm.
Fucking difference.
Yeah.
I don't know what fucking school you monkeys go to, but there's a fucking difference in earning money and fucking losing money.
I'm telling you, man. That's why I'm like, I'm not a big fan of, capitalism. It makes all
Yeah.
these dumb assumptions.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. That's true.
Going back to the Native American thing, though,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think about them changing the Cleveland Indians? Did you hear about that?
I heard something. I didn't hear what they were gonna change it to.
The
Uh,
Guardians.
all right. Um, I mean, Cleveland Indians. I've heard this one lady who was Native American and on a Rogan podcast a while back, and she was saying that Native American people, like 80% of them, prefer you to refer to them as Indians
Mm-hmm.
versus not, because there was this whole debate about whether you should call them Indians or not, you know. Like, but so most of them don't mind it, apparently, however many are fucking left for
Yeah.
real. But like,
I don't think the word is the problem though. It's like this entire group of people is our mascot.
oh,
So
okay,
like your team's mascot is a bear
right,
and your team's mascot is like, I mean, Vikings, but that's a long ass time ago, you know.
yeah. I mean,
But
I can
then you have a
go
group of people
follow.
that are still alive. Like here's the thing. Could we have the Alabama Negroes, the New York Jews?
Right, right.
Like, really? Like that's what we're doing now? Like an entire group of people is your mascot.
Kansas City Kikes.
Exactly. Like that, I think
Yeah.
that's really the bigger problem is that
Right.
you're um sort of demeaning an entire group of people by demoting them to a mascot.
But who else does that? Like, what the fuck does who's the football team that are the Browns? What the fuck does that mean?
I think it's just, I don't
Fuck is a
know.
Brown?
They do have the Redskins. That's the other one.
Yeah, that's a baseball team, right? Like,
Yeah.
so
No, no, no.
it's kind
Redskins
of
is
like
football.
Redskins is football. Okay, I don't
Cleveland
know.
Indians is baseball.
Oh, okay, I got you. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I'm not sensitive to that shit. Like, I've had white people call me a nigger to my face, and I just called them one back, and it felt just as good, you
Hmm.
know. And I started, how I do, and you fucking nigger, look at your fucking shoes, you piece of shit nigger. You can't even fucking afford a pair of shoes that don't have fucking holes in them, or
Yeah.
you go in on something that they're wearing or something like that, and you just pretend like they're the nigger, and it has the same effect. Honestly, they
Hmm.
they get all confused, like, dude.
Okay. The Cleveland Browns are named after their first coach, Paul Brown.
Hmm, okay,
So now, and see, that's different because
all right, all right.
it's
Well, I
named
got
after a guy and
right,
he
which
was
is fine.
actively,
I was just wondering,
yeah.
like,
No, I never thought about it. I
the
was like,
fuck is a
damn.
brown?
like,
Like,
like, huh, I'm kind of suspicious now.
nigga, we talking pastries or what? Like, fuck is a brown?
Yeah. So did you hear the other? I don't know if we talked about what happened in Oklahoma.
Oh, with the Oklahoma giving it back to the Indians or something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but how far does that go?
It goes as far as there's already people that have been let out of prison. Do
Oh,
you know the
really?
details of what happened?
No, no. All I heard was I had saw this short little clip
Uh-huh.
about Oklahoma, supposedly giving it back to a specific Indian tribe. I don't remember the tribe, but like, and they're giving the state land back to them. I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on? This is
So
awesome. What's
so
going
this
on?
is this is the basic story. So you've heard of the Trail of Tears, right?
Yeah.
So they took a bunch of Native American people from east of the Mississippi River somewhere,
Okay.
maybe Alabama, like I don't know, somewhere. I'd have to
Okay.
look and see. But that's where they were originally from. That's their ancestral homeland.
Okay.
And the United States government decided that they wanted that land instead. So they literally marched these people on foot all the way to Oklahoma with like soldiers and shit and horses,
Okay.
like forcing all of these people. All they could do is just carry the shit that they had on their back.
Right.
They couldn't even. There was no suitcases, moving
Yeah, I get
trucks.
it. It was god awful.
Yeah.
Fucking horrible.
So they said they signed a treaty in the 1800s or whatever, and they said, "Here, you're gonna have all of this land over here in the fucking desert because fuck you
Right.
guys, who nobody cares about you.
Exactly.
We're never gonna come this far west anyway. Like, this is just bullshit. We'll give you this." So they had this land. That was a treaty. And in the Constitution, it says that all treaties are the law of the land ultimately. So you can make
Okay.
any kind of law you want, like in Chicago. But if there's anything in the Constitution or a treaty with another country that contradicts that, the Constitution itself says that you are ass out, that those
Okay.
two are
So
higher
the
than
treaty
any
supersedes it.
right.
Okay.
That's just the way it is in hierarchy in terms of legal stuff, as far as I understand.
I didn't know held that much weight.
Yeah. I mean, generally, the treaties don't involve anything
Like
that
land.
everyday local land stuff. I was just saying that to,
Okay.
to just emphasize that there are like a top tier of things on like the federal level because well it's relevant here because the interactions between the United States government and the tribes
Mhm.
is sort of like a country to country relationship even though
Okay.
they're inside. That's why like the police can't just run into a reservation and arrest people because it's like kind of like going across a border into Canada. Not exactly, but it's kind of that way.
Right. I got you. I mean, yeah, I get
Yeah.
that.
Okay. So anyway,
They have different laws. It's
right,
different.
right. So there's this big chunk of land in what's now Oklahoma, and all of this belongs to this tribe or these tribes. And the way
Okay.
it works is that anytime you commit a crime on tribal land, either the federal government or the tribe itself, or some combination of the two, is responsible for prosecuting that crime.
Oh boy. This might get good.
Yep. So now that's 1800s.
Right?
Fast forward to today,
All
and
right.
you have this history of like, well, I know this is technically part of the reservation, but they're just a bunch of Cleveland Indians. What the fuck are they gonna do? So we're gonna just build, fucking Oklahoma City on part of their land because fuck those guys. That's why. What the fuck are they gonna do?
Okay.
And like that's just, I mean, everybody knows that that's how it works in this country.
Right.
You
But
know,
hopefully, fast forward to today. Now we know what the fuck they gonna do.
so now, yeah, so now fast forward to the Supreme Court ruling last month, a couple weeks ago, whenever it
Okay.
was.
Right.
And surprisingly, do you remember there was all that stuff in the news about the guy on the Supreme Court that like, they said he had pulled his dick out or something at some parties and shit. He was just kind of a piece of shit. Neil,
Feel
what
I
was
feel
it
like
him? It might not have been him. But anyway, people were surprised at how the Supreme Court interpreted um this case. And the case was this dude who had been touching kids. He was a Native American guy. This is a key point. You have to be Native American. And he
okay.
was arrested inside the city. And it just so happens that the part of the city that he was arrested in, if you go back to the treaty in the 1800s, that part of the city technically doesn't belong to the state of Oklahoma. It belongs to the tribe. And so
Mm,
his lawyer, his slick ass lawyer, was like, we're going to go to court and we're going to say that this needs to be thrown out because this land belongs to the tribe and not the state of Oklahoma. And
wasn't
you
their
were prosecuted.
jurisdiction.
Right. And so they, it got bounced back and forth. And ultimately it went to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court said, yes, this is
I wish
absolutely
this was a
true.
drug case.
Yeah.
I wish this
Well,
was 2 kilos of coke case and not some fucking pedophile piece of shit.
yeah.
Like because on half of me feels like, oh, that's dope. You found the super loophole.
Yeah.
Like, but not for this guy.
Yeah. It fucking sucks.
Yeah,
There's already been, I think,
that's fucking
another sex
horrible.
offender that got off of it. But here's the thing, too,
Yeah,
because of just how complicated law can be and stuff,
it's all
it's
bullshit.
not like an across the board thing. Like, first of all, you have to have been prosecuted by the state. And then second, like in a lot of drug charges, depends. A lot of them are federal.
A lot of them
So
are
if you
federal.
got prosecuted by the federal government, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, your ass out.
But if you specifically got prosecuted by the state and details of your case happen specifically on what's now recognized as tribal land, then it is very possible that you can go file an appeal and get released from jail or whatever. And so,
Why does that area have to have so many pedophiles?
yeah. But this is the first time in a long time that the court has actually recognized a treaty that was signed by our government with a Native American tribe.
That's dope. That's the
Yeah.
dope part about it. Like I was happy to hear it. I didn't look into it at all. I was like, oh, I wonder how much of the state they just gave away and what's gonna change.
I
If
think it's
anything
mostly
is
it's part of a city. I can't remember if it's Tulsa or
okay.
Oklahoma
But one of their
City.
big cities.
Yeah, and I don't even know how much of the city it is, but there is a
I
section of
got
it that they technically built on tribal land.
mm,
And now it's caused all kinds of problems because like technically now that that's been ruled, if you live in that part of the city and you call the police,
you
technically the
can't
police ain't
respond.
supposed to be over there.
Right.
Ambulances ain't supposed to go there. Because I had
Right.
a
Yeah, I
friend of
get it.
mine that he has some Native American family, like actually that are on reservations and stuff.
Right.
And he was the first person that I had talked to in person. And I think I might have learned this from him. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you live on a reservation, you like they have special police and they're the only ones that can go on the reservation. So if you call the police, you call 911 or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
assuming you can even do that from the reservation,
Right.
and they send the police out, a lot of times they have one or two dedicated police who are specifically allowed to go on the reservation, but nobody else can.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You need like a squad for that section of if they're all Native American, they're all Native American.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
It's their people. But if you have to pay them to protect their people, you could give them other jobs in between when
Mm-hmm.
there ain't nothing going on over there.
Yeah.
Good. So they ought to have like a whole little division that's for whatever section of the fucking city, however much it is.
Yeah.
It's like these fucking people.
So yeah, I was completely like I
That's
was
flabbergasting.
yeah, I was like shocked. I was like, is this real? This
Yeah,
can't be
that's
true.
crazy.
Imagine the United States
Crazy.
government honoring a treaty with Native Americans.
Right. Type of crazy shit is that?
Am I being punked? Is Ashton Kutcher here?
Right. Where's this jackass that just sold his space flight seat for $200,000?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, man. What do you think about all this space travel? How come nothing's come out about aliens since June and that deadline?
Well,
Fuck are we
they
waiting?
released the report, right?
Supposedly, but I haven't heard nothing about it.
That's because I think people were disappointed because all the report basically said was the way I explained it to some. I didn't read the report. This is just what I've
Okay.
read about it. But before the official government response to UFO shit was, oh, weather balloons and shit like that. And we
Yeah.
don't know what you're talking about. Now now the official government response is, yeah, that's kind of weird. We don't know what that is. And that's it. That's the only
That's
difference.
it. Yep. We saw it too.
Yeah.
Strange.
Pretty much.
Maybe Russia? Mm, China? I
Uh-huh.
don't know.
So
Okay. So
I
that
think
makes
that's
sense.
why
I
it was a
haven't fucking
big,
heard shit. I haven't heard shit. And I fucking listen to Alex Jones and, like all them other crazy motherfuckers. Like, I
you're
haven't
like,
heard
I've been listening to these
shit.
insane assholes for 3 months
Right.
for nothing.
For nothing. Not a goddamn build up to anything. These motherfuckers ain't told us shit about shit about shit. Like, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been waiting. I was like, yeah, June, 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 June.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I was
Lost
trying.
my lost my alien boner. Never came in June. Just you.
I think that happened for a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, nothing.
UPA. I don't give a fuck what you call them.
I want to be excited about it, but the more I read about it, like I somebody made a good point. I was watching this video by this guy, and he made the point that so the reason we don't have a replacement for the space shuttle
Mm-hmm.
is because Congress and the other people in our government have decided that it's not worth the money to spend on doing stuff in space, right? So
All
we're
right.
not going to give money to NASA, the part of the government that was specifically created to do space stuff.
Right.
We're not going to give them money because space stuff is not worth the money.
Hmm.
Okay, so fine. Space stuff is kind of bullshit in your opinion. But then a couple of billionaires come around and say, hey, if you give me some tax cuts and, throw some money my way, I'll build this spaceship and, you can put stuff in space. And they're like, wow, that's a great idea. We need a way to put stuff in space. And so instead of us just spending the money, basically, as taxpayers, us spending the money on having our own space program that we own and that we can possibly even be proud of as a country and as citizens, instead, the cool thing to do is to just throw this money at billionaires so that, we can depend on them. You know what it's like? It's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to, like you're my kid and I know you want a car,
Right.
you know, but I don't think I should buy you a car. What I think I should do is I should pay your drunk uncle to just drive you around everywhere. And I'm going to buy him a brand new car. And then he'll just drive you around everywhere.
Hey,
And,
hey,
and
just
you're like,
hold that
wait,
thought
you,
right there,
you didn't
because
give
I
me a
got a
car
pit.
because you said it was too expensive. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's what it seems like to me.
Right. Hold that thought. Let me go take a piss real quick.
All right.
We've been drinking lots of water this week. I'll get into it. Hold on.
All right.
Excellent.
Yep. So yeah, that's what the space program is. It's
Hmm.
basically an excuse to just funnel more money to billionaires. Because if if Congress really thought fucking around in space was a waste of time, they wouldn't be giving all this money to billionaires. So obviously we need space stuff. So instead of us spending the money though, giving people jobs and shit, we got to filter it through cronyism and capitalism and privatize everything. Because if these guys can't let their buddies get a cut of all of our tax money, then
Now, part of my issue with like what you said, they're like, yeah, we noticed that. Strange. Y'all aren't concerned about something that could shut down all your systems supposedly and all of these different things that supposedly these things are doing. It's like it's one of two things, right? Either it's theirs and they're the ones testing it, so they're not worried about it
mhm.
because it's theirs, or they just for real dumb as hell. Like, how could you not care about something that defies the laws of gravity and physics and all that shit? And again, supposedly actively jams radars and, you know, starts like fucking missile launches and shit. Like, like, How is this not of concern
Mm-hmm.
whatsoever?
Yeah.
Which I knew wasn't nothing gonna come out of that stupid, whatever supposed report they were supposed to turn over. Come on, if you have a bunch of people pretending to do top secret stuff forever, and then you're like, oh yeah, hey, you got to tell everybody, um, oh oh yeah, this is top secret. Sorry, I can't tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how is that gonna change?
Yeah.
If it's classified or whatever they call it, it's classified, right? They're not gonna release it to the fucking public or the fucking Senate or whoever else because it's fucking classified and it's above your pay grade. Sit down somewhere, sonny boy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Not telling you shit. But their lack of concern for it is what kind of gets me. It's like,
Yeah. At this point, honestly, like, I mean, we had a bunch of people literally try to overthrow the government, and they're just like, yeah,
yeah,
shit
yeah,
happens.
same thing. They treated them just like aliens or fucking spacecrafts
Mm-hmm.
floating around that they can't explain.
Yeah.
UAPs. Like, all right, right. You got what? How many people was that? Was it like 10,000 people or was it more on January 6th for the
I
riot?
don't know exactly how many people. That's a good
Okay.
question.
Because I feel like I heard it was like 10,000 people, but I also feel like I heard it was like 40. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I heard that it was like 10,000 people. Did you see some dude? I don't know which guy. I didn't research which guy he was, but supposedly he got 8 months. He was sentenced.
I heard something about it. Yeah.
Man, 8 fucking months for trying to overthrow the government. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he was a white guy.
Yeah. Like I've been ignoring. I have no faith
Is that
in any of
okay?
this shit. What?
Like, to just accept shit as racist? Like, is that okay to just be like, you know what, man? Look, I'm fucking tired of dealing with this shit. This is what it is. This is the world we live in. This is the country I live in. Motherfuckers is racist. Black people get more time for doing less crime, whatever. What? I'm fucking tired of dealing with it. Like, tired of thinking about it. Is it okay to take that stance, though?
I don't know. I haven't decided. I struggle with that. The way I
Okay.
think about it recently, I think about it, and sounds kind of weird and it's sort of trivializing, but I sort of think about it like a video game, like one
Okay.
of those online video games.
Yeah.
So you're playing America, America Online. I wonder if that place is still around.
America Online.
AOL still active? Yeah,
Hmm.
AOL is still there.
You've got mail.
Yeah. So you're playing America Online. And so you start the game up and it's version 1492.
Mm,
And the special thing about this game is that you don't get to choose who you get to be. The computer randomly throws you in this motherfucker
okay.
and you
I
just
like
gotta
this.
play. So you play with
Right.
your buddy. So you play with your buddy, and he's like, "All right, I'm related to King George or
Okay.
whatever."
Right.
And they throw you in there, and you're just the motherfucker with like a straw hat and dark skin. You're like, God damn. So your buddy's like, "Oh my God, this game is so great. What did you open your box with all this gold?"
Right.
And you're like, I don't know. The only box I got, I
Fucking
opened it.
whole house, all the cabinets, there's fucking gold everywhere.
Exactly. And you open your cabinets in your house, and it's like,
Fucking sweet peas.
yeah.
I fucking hate sweet peas.
And then you like go outside and you see like fucking dudes in conquistador outfits, just killing motherfuckers in the streets and shit.
Right.
And you're like, you know what? This game is kind of ass.
Right.
I fuck this game. So you stop playing for a while. A couple months later, they send you an email. Version 1776 is out. You're like,
Hmm.
okay, that's a big
All right,
jump.
let's go back.
Yeah. So you hop back in the game and you're like, okay, I got a little musket. I mean, they only let me do like the stupid quests. I can't do none of the cool shit, but
Right.
and everybody gets to boss me around and shit. And I don't know. I mean, it's better, but it's still not fun.
At least he wasn't a slave.
Yeah. So then you're like, man, screw this. So then you go play something else, go play Call of Duty. Like, hey, we just want to let you know we took your feedback into account. Version 1865 or whatever is 1860 something. Come check it out.
Mhm.
You get like a
Right.
free horse or whatever.
Okay. Right.
You download the fucking patch, log into that motherfucker, and then it's like, you're like, yo, there's literally a civil war going on right now. Like, what is even happening? Like you get messed
Your
up.
horse gets shot.
Uh-huh.
Opening scene.
It's
Thanks
like,
for the fucking horse.
yep, like that lasted 2 minutes. You're like, man, I mean, I guess it's better, but this is still fucking garbage, you know? And then it just keeps happening. You log into like the fucking 30s and shit, and still people calling you a fucking nigger and stuff. You're like,
Right.
damn. You log in the 40s, like I gotta go to war, but I still got these fucked up water fountains too.
Right.
Log into the 60s, motherfuckers hitting you with fucking fire hoses and shit,
Right.
you know? The game doesn't get playable until like the version 1970 or so. And
Okay.
even then, it's not all that. Like,
Yeah. I
you
mean,
know,
in 2021, it's not all that.
yeah, it's a lot
Be
better.
honest with you. I mean, yeah, it's a lot better.
You know what
You
it is? It's
know,
like now in version 2021, it's like it's mostly the bugs are fixed, but it just so happens that any characters who have um like the characteristics of having like dark skin, it's like randomly a hole just opens up in the ground and you just fucking fall through it and die and you gotta like
right.
start back from your house again type thing.
Or it's like people who have white skin get more lives. Like they get like 400 lives, and people with dark skin get like three,
Yeah.
like the old school Pac-Man.
Uh-huh.
Type, you get three
Yeah.
lives. That's it. Like,
And
so you fuck up, that's a life. You
yeah.
know, like you do something else, that's one life. Oh, fell down that hole that you was talking about. Oh, that's another life.
Yeah.
Start over again. But yeah, it's still
And so, to bring it back to the point, like it's not that it's not better. It's just like personally for you, do you even want to play this game anymore?
right.
Or like, do you even, how like, what? I don't even play this game to go kill monsters. I honestly just log in every day because I do leather working and I learned how to make saddles. So I'm just like, fuck it. I just log in every day. It's relaxing. I make saddles, make some fucking boots.
Look, we talked about self-talk a little while ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm telling you, I swear to God, I wake up every day. Not that I even necessarily believe in God, but the
Yeah.
meaning's supposed to mean something.
Figure
Swear to
speech.
God. Right.
I swear for God.
Swear for God. I wake up, I sit on the edge of my bed every day, and I'm like, I'm going to work to talk shit and have a little bit of fun with a couple of cool people that work there, and to collect my $84
Mm-hmm.
because that's what it is after taxes.
Yeah.
Like, and that's it. And I've added shit like, you know, I just thought of it a while ago while you were talking about all the, people pretending and shit,
Mm-hmm.
like shit's better than what it is.
Yeah.
I forget. But anyway, those are the two things that I tell myself in the morning that kind of help me get out of bed. Like, look, I'm just going to work just to fuck with people, you know, and to get my little $84 and come home.
Hmm.
Like, so that's been a big part of me having a little bit better of a week, you know, here and
And
there.
you know what? I think before I had a different answer, or I would have had a different answer. When I was younger,
Hmm.
my answer would have been like, no, like you have to like speak out against this stuff. And
Yeah,
but
I'm tired of fighting.
yeah, like now I'm like, you know what? I'm I mean, not to you know, jinx myself or anything, but like I might be halfway dead by now. I don't know
Yeah,
how long I'm gonna live.
yeah. Our dad only lived till 61.
Yeah. So like,
I mean, I have said that I might be in my midlife crisis right now
Mhm.
at 38.
Yeah.
I mean, I might be overdue. I don't know. And then plus, statistically, I got less of a chance of living longer than you because I live in Chicago. And these
Yeah.
niggas just shoot motherfuckers for no fucking reason.
Mhm.
And this ain't even my coworker. She was on the train the other day, and some dude pulled a gun on another guy because he was wearing red.
They still do that shit.
Apparently,
I thought all of those old gangbanging
that
niggas was in
yeah,
prison.
yeah,
I thought it was all block stuff. Like you ain't
it
from my
is. It's
block,
all like
cuz.
clicked up. Like it's like five niggas in a gang, eight niggas in a gang. It
Yeah.
ain't you know 10,000 strong no more. They
That's
ain't
what
got
I
literature. They ain't got none of that.
that's what I don't
They
understand. It's like this dude lives on the south side and he's like, all my boys, we wear fucking blue or whatever, right?
right
And
crip.
so he sees some random dude from the west side on the train wearing red. He's like, I need to run up on this nigga because he's wearing the wrong colors. Like, dude, this dude don't even know who you are. He don't live in your neighborhood.
Right.
You just randomly don't like the color of his shoes, so you gonna pull a gun at him. Like, what's that even mean? Like, I don't even understand how that. If this
Man,
dude's not a fucking vice lord or some shit, like, I don't even understand what that was about. That's weird.
that's like my understanding is they still bang colors in California,
Yeah.
like with Crips and Bloods, but other than that, because there's been a lot of, and in New York, there's a big Crip blood thing going on in New York because apparently these little niggas wear some little bullshit necklace, Crips wear
Hmm.
some little bullshit necklace that has like these, they're probably about that long, but one's white and then one's blue. It's on a necklace, one white,
Yeah.
one blue, blah, blah, blah. But they're long,
Hmm.
like cylindrical,
Yeah.
and they call them crates. So a bunch of niggas been getting their crates snatched off their neck and stepped on, and that's supposed to be super hella disrespectful to be stepping on another gang's crates, but also
Yeah.
you're supposed to be a bum for getting your crate snatched.
Yeah.
Like how you let a blood take Crips crates. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I ain't never seen Bloods have crates, but apparently it's a Crip thing. I don't know. It's been happening a lot lately on social media, but
Interesting.
I never even heard anything about that shit before. But
Yeah.
so apparently in New York and in California, they're still doing the Crips and Bloods are still going back and forth, but you don't ever hear anything about GDs and Vice Lords and BDs and Kings and Cobras and all that shit we grew up with. Like
Yeah.
you don't ever hear shit about them unless you into that whatever. Like you around Humboldt Park,
Yeah.
them motherfuckers still, them little niggas still banging over there doing something. But
Oh yeah.
Lord knows what the fuck it's about at this point. But it's all bullshit.
Hmm. I hadn't heard about that. That's a new thing. I'm gonna have to look into that, the whole crate thing.
Yeah, I had never heard of it either. fuck is crates?
Yeah.
This nigga snatched your crates. All the why do I got your crates in my hand? Why I got your crates in my hand? You know, you ain't no fucking crip. Whatever. All right. Okay. Sure. He took the nigga's crates. All right.
Yeah.
What the fuck is a crate? Is this some
You know what
Egyptian shit? You know, what the fuck is y'all talking about?
I'm just imagining a bunch of gang members at like a fucking picnic table in a park at like 2
Yeah.
a.m. with like some fucking Elmer's glue and some string. These niggas is making their necklaces and shit.
Niggas making little necklaces and shit. This is like, y'all bitches do that or y'all do that? You got to make your own crates? Or does a bitch make your crates for you?
It's
Like,
like the
how does
Boy
that
Scouts.
work? Cuz.
You get your arts and crafts badge.
Right. Crip counts.
Oh man.
Niggas so fucking silly. Let's
Uh,
see what else has been going on. I guess Kanye got another album coming out at some point.
I heard a bunch of people paid money to hear his album on like shitty stadium speakers.
Yeah, and then he didn't drop it. He pushed it back to fucking August 6th. It's
Yeah.
supposed to drop July 24th. Breakfast Club was talking about it. So like 1 o'clock in the morning, I was still up. I was, oh well, I mean, let me look on Apple Music. You know, I'm getting high or whatever. Let me
Mm-hmm.
see if I can listen to some Kanye, right? I mean, I'll
Mm-hmm.
still listen to him. I'll check him out. You know, I mean, he used to be good. I still keep hope that he'll come back to some semblance of amazing music, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but I highly doubt that he will, but I still hope that he does at some point, like, you know, but
Yeah.
nothing. So I was like, I know this nigga's back cool with Jay-Z again, supposedly. Is it on Tidal? So I thought it was released on Tidal. Lydia told me today that it was pushed back to August 6th.
Oh wow.
So, and he had two listening parties over the
Mm-hmm.
weekend, over the 24th weekend, whatever. Well, I
Yeah.
guess this weekend. He had a party Friday and Saturday.
Wow. That's
So
interesting.
they were listening parties. You know, I'll check out a Kanye album. I mean, I ain't
Poopty Scoop Part 2.
poopity scoop, poopity scoop, scoop, scoopity poop, scoop that poop, doop. Like, yeah.
Hey, so a completely different thing.
Okay. What you got?
Recently, this friend of mine introduced me to this little like a show, a little series on YouTube.
Okay.
It's called Puppet History.
Dang, I thought you were gonna say awkward puppets.
No.
Awkward Puppets is this fucking hilarious little show that I subscribe to on fucking YouTube. Check it out.
Oh
This
yeah.
Mexican puppet named Diego. He just racist as shit, but it's fucking
Oh,
hilarious.
I think I might have heard of that before.
But anyway,
Yeah.
so
So
puppet history, you said?
yeah. And it's sort of I mean it's goofy. It's lighthearted generally.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah. I'll send you
Okay.
a link to it.
Okay. Oh.
But in particular, so what it is, the premise of it is it's almost like a game show. And there's this little professor guy who's like in charge of the game show.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like they have two people who are contestants. One of them is the same guy every time. He's one of the people that makes the show, but he pretends to be just a guest or whatever.
Okay.
And then they have like another random person. It's usually another YouTube person, you know.
Like personality?
Yeah.
No one. Okay.
And so then they have like they always pick like a story from history and they tell the story and then they ask a bunch of questions. And then multiple choice, you get points. The points are jelly beans. And then the person who has the most points at the end wins like a little puppet-sized trophy with some jelly beans in it.
Okay.
But the guest always wins. That's part of the gimmick. The guy who's there
Okay.
all the time, he always loses.
Okay.
And
That
over
makes sense.
time, he progressively gets more and more upset about it. But anyway, one of the stories they talked about was like the supposedly the greatest samurai of all time. And dude, supposedly this is true. But the story of this guy is hilarious. Like it's insane. This dude, I mean, I haven't researched to see if this is true or if it's just like legend or whatever.
Okay.
But this dude started killing people at 13
All right.
and he just never stopped. And he
Like
would just
when you
do,
say killing people.
I mean, samurai showdown. We're gonna do a
Okay.
samurai duel, and
Chop niggas in half and
he
shit.
never lost a samurai battle.
Okay.
He retired as an old man and like became a fisherman or some shit. And he never lost a single samurai duel.
Hmm.
And he retired when he was kind of old.
How many bodies you got? 30?
I think he had like 60.
52? 60? God damn.
He had like 60 one-on-one samurai duels to the death and won every single one of them.
Jesus.
And one of them actually, he was traveling around and he went to like the best samurai place in Japan at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I want to challenge the top guy. He iced that dude.
Wow.
So then the next guy, like his brother, was like, oh, fuck that. I got to avenge my brother.
Mm.
Nope.
Korean.
Yeah. And like he literally killed basically everyone in the whole family. Like, dude, it's insane. You gotta watch it just to even to see the story of this guy. I'm like, this is bananas. I can't believe this is true.
Hmm.
Like at one point, he didn't even use a samurai sword. He supposedly got on, he was supposed to go fight on the island, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he gets on a boat and has this guy row him over to the island. While the guy is rowing him to the island, he gets there's an extra oar that's in the boat,
Mm-hmm.
for paddling, an oar.
Yeah.
And he carves it into like sort of a wooden sword stick thing. And then he beats the guy he's supposed to fight to death with it.
This dude's supernatural.
Yeah, dude, it's insane.
How do
I'm
you
just like,
say
what?
Jesus in Japanese?
I don't even know,
This was the
man.
motherfucking Jesus of samurais.
Apparently he was.
Walking on water and shit. God damn.
So you got to
Motherfucker.
check it out. When I saw it, I
Okay.
was like, this is interesting.
Yeah, yeah. That
You might
shit's
be
dope.
interested in it. Because it's just
That
insane.
shit's
I couldn't
dope.
believe I had never heard a story like that at all. It was mind boggling. I mean, they honestly,
It's
there should
crazy.
be a movie like about this
Yeah.
guy. I'm surprised there's not already. At least an English one. There might be some
Right.
old,
Yeah, I ain't doing subtitles, yo.
yeah.
No go. Damn. 60 niggas, huh?
I think it was like 60.
That's a lot of motherfucking lives.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching a lot of criminal shit, like interviews and shit lately.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just for shits and giggles. Pretty interesting sometimes.
Have you
Sometimes dumb as hell.
yeah. Have you been watching Loki?
No, I haven't watched any of Loki. I haven't watched any I don't know what the series is called, but it might be Captain America or something cuz apparently the black guy is Captain America now.
It it
Um
was Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Falcon and the
Now
Winter Soldier.
technically it's Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Okay, I have not watched any of that.
Oh no.
Um, no, not at all. I haven't been interested in any of it really. None of them characters really moved me.
Yeah.
Like, and Black Widow, I understand is a movie,
Mm-hmm.
and that's on Disney Plus supposedly.
You
I
gotta
haven't
pay for that
watched
though.
that at all. Do we?
Because it's in the theater right now. So if you want to watch it on Disney, you got to buy it for $30.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah, but you can
I
watch it as
thought
many
it was
times as you
just
want.
on Disney Plus.
No, not yet. Not while it's in the theater.
Oh, okay. Because you know they released a couple of movies whenever they just released them in the theater,
Mm-hmm.
and you could just watch them. Oh yeah, it does say unlock now
Yeah.
for $29.99.
Yep. But you get to
Man,
like
unlocking
you get to
Colin Jost's puss.
suppose like keep it, so to speak, forever.
Oh, okay. So you buy the movie,
Yeah.
buy the rights to the license or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. No,
Yeah.
I haven't been keeping up with any of that shit. None of it's really interested me. I find it difficult to watch any movie now. Even like, I mean, I was planning on going with her, but Lydia ended up going to see Fast and Furious 9 or whatever by
Mm-hmm.
herself.
Yeah.
Um, I was gonna go with her, but she went one day when whatever she took a day off or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because she knows that like it's super difficult for me to watch movies now. I don't know what podcasts have done, but like I would rather listen to people talk. I
Oh
would
yeah.
much rather listen to people talk than watch some bullshit movie cuz little stupid shit. Even shows that are decent like take one of her shows Blue Bloods with Mark Wahlberg's brother Donnie
Mm-hmm.
from
New Kids on the
New
Block.
Kids on the Block. Oh, 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 oh. And they'll do little stupid shit that just drives me nuts. They'll be talking and they'll fill a coffee cup up with coffee and then they'll put the coffee thing back, put a lid on it, even do like put sugar in it and take the time to stir it all while they're having some little bullshit conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm peeping this shit because this is the type of shit that I pay attention to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm watching the whole fucking thing, right? And then, they'll get done, they'll tap their little thing, and just like somebody who's for real making their coffee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Throw it away. Next scene, the cup's empty.
Oh yeah.
Even if it's like they turn and it's another scene, just he turned around and it's a different camera, so it's
Yeah.
a new scene. Like the cup's empty. Would you put some fucking water in that cup, please? It's so obvious based on the way that they're holding it that it has no weight to it. Put some fucking water. Look, don't make them drink coffee. That's fine. Don't make them drink anything. I don't give a fuck. Put some fucking liquid in this goddamn cup. Where the fuck is the editor at right now? The fuck are we doing? Oh, he's still holding a cup. Yes, that's true. He is still holding. The cup is fucking empty that he just filled up 2 seconds ago, you dumb cunt. Put some fucking liquid in that bitch. And it drives me insane. And I can't watch sitcoms,
Yeah.
especially sitcoms, because I know every joke. I say the joke in my head before they say it. It's so obvious. It's stupid. These
Mm-hmm.
aren't even good jokes because I thought of it right before you thought of it. So this isn't working. Like, I know all your jokes. Stop it. This is trash. Like, and I can't watch sitcoms. I can't watch those fucking shows and then come to movies. Movies got to be pretty good, man. They got to put some money into it, like for me to enjoy it. But maybe I've just seen too much life and
Yeah.
ruined a little bit of shit for me. But like even with my wife watching all them fucking, like I can't even think of the most popular one, the hospital shows.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of the lady's name or the name of the show. But
Like Grey's Anatomy type
Grey's
stuff.
Anatomy. Yeah, like fucking watching that. I worked in a hospital for 3 years. Like I saw all the fucking trauma patients because they always called security to be in there. I've seen, fucking brain matter leaking out of people's heads. Like I've seen people's legs who have been shot, 32 times, and their leg is jello. It's
Man.
jello because 90% of the time when somebody gets shot, the bullet breaks a bone.
Hmm.
But that's not what you see on TV. People get shot and they're limping around. No, get the fuck out of here. That shit's broken.
Yeah.
90% of the time, that shit's broken. Like, you're not going to get shot in the leg and it just happens to go through your calf muscle. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Like, without touching anything. That's super rare
I knew somebody that happened to, actually. I can't remember who it was.
that they actually just got flesh wounds.
I feel it wasn't it wasn't Miguel, was it?
Hmm. Miguel didn't get a broken bone. It went through his testicle. It went in through his butt cheek and came out through his like right testicle or something like that.
It must have been this dude that I feel like it was this dude I went to elementary school with. And he
Didn't one
had
of the brothers that lived on Division get shot? Alberto and what is his brother's name? Didn't one of them get shot
I
once?
don't think so. No.
I thought one of them got shot once.
I don't think so. Maybe, but I don't think so.
Okay.
I think there was this one kid I went to in elementary school, even though I was like in sixth grade, he had like a hole or he had like this big scar in his calf
Okay.
where he had, just in the neighborhood, some stray
He got
bullet.
skinned. Right.
Yeah. I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Speaking of broken legs though, I wanted to ask you what you thought about your boy
Connor.
yeah, Colin McGregor.
Colin. Oh, Colin. Let's talk about it. So supposedly he fractured his leg during training. And so much so that they were concerned enough about it that they got an x-ray during training camp, like a couple
Uh-huh.
days before the actual fight.
Yeah.
So, and he had some hairline fractures in it. So when he kicks Dustin and Dustin caught it with his elbow, that some bitch snapped in half.
Damn.
And then, fucking it it landed fine. And then he goes to throw a punch with his left hand because it was his left leg. So he was twisting on his left leg, and as he twisted, the bone just collapsed and it was
E.
over with
Did
for
you
him.
watch it or no?
Yeah, I watched it. I was because that was the trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
The first fight between those two boys, Dustin and Connor. Um, Dustin lost. He got knocked out. And the second fight, Connor got knocked out. So this
Mm-hmm.
was supposed to be the fight that ended it all. So I
Tiebreaker.
could imagine, yeah, I could imagine how heartbroken Connor was when, his fucking leg broke,
No,
poor.
that man doesn't have a heart. What are you talking about?
Warriors have hearts too. I
He's
mean,
not
no,
he's just a douchebag.
yeah, he's just a dick. I mean, because he was on the floor with a broken leg, yelling at Dustin. This is what Dustin took most offensive. He was on the floor with a broken leg, yelling at him, talking about he's gonna murder him and he's gonna kill him. He's like, come on, bro.
He was
Like,
still talking shit about his wife too.
yeah, on the floor.
Uh-huh.
Like, and it's like, come on, like, come on, man. Like, your fucking leg is broken. You're not killing anybody. Would you stop it? Like, but no, you won't fucking stop it.
I think that's one of the things I don't like about him. I don't like people who can't grow.
Okay.
And he like you go outside right now and find some random dude that lives in your neighborhood, right? Some hood dude, don't really got a job. He's out here just
Sounds
robbing
like Nate
niggas,
Diaz.
hustling and shit.
All right.
You would expect something like that from someone like that.
Okay.
You know,
Right.
new not have they haven't had any real success in anything meaningful in their life. Probably really young still, you know. This guy has
That's
already
true.
been like a world champion. He's
Yeah,
got
but all of this happened within 5 years.
it doesn't matter though. Like he's had all how old is he? Let's
He's like
see.
28.
That's still kind of old to be on some high school type shit. Like he's just a petty asshole.
He is
And
petty,
despite
bro.
all the money and success, like here's the thing. You know how they say, so I have an extension. So there's the saying about you're the average of the five people around you, right?
Okay, I've heard that.
Colin McGregor has been surrounded by professional, successful people, and he's still a dumb asshole.
Right?
So like he's incapable of like most human beings are capable of absorbing the vibes of everyone around them and growing. He
Oh
doesn't
no, he's 33, bro.
he doesn't seem to have grown at all despite being surrounded by all these successful people who have at least a little bit of class. Like he's still just a dumbass and he's just, you know what I mean? Like
He's
he's
a
had no
nigger.
personal growth at all. Exactly. Yeah.
He's a nigger. And this is my defense for him.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like to a certain degree I understand niggas ain't shit. Like real niggas ain't shit. Like
Yeah.
he's from Ireland.
Uh-huh.
He grew up, his mother was on welfare. He was on welfare 5 years before he got rich.
Mm-hmm.
5 years. Like he was on welfare.
Yeah.
Like this dude is from nothing. And you take a piece of shit and you give them a whole shitload of money, there's still gonna be a piece of fucking shit. Let's take Lil Uzi Vert. Let's take any of these. Like Lil Uzi Vert is about to purchase a planet. Who you buying a planet from, bro? Like I know you got a star named after you. Who'd you buy it from? Who owned it?
Yeah.
Who are you, asshole? Who are you giving all this fucking money to that you're can I sell planets? Like if I buy a telescope and be like, oh, well, that's K2795,
Uh-huh.
and then can I sell it because I found it or
Mm-hmm.
because I can see it? I can sell it. Like, how the fuck does that work? But whatever. You take somebody from nothing and you give them fucking money and they're still niggers. He's a nigger. That's what Conor McGregor is. He's a fucking Irish nigger. Like, and he's grown zero. Him and his proper 12, and he's got his money solidified or whatever, so he can, supposedly he made $180 million last year. you know okay, like, but
Maybe.
right, supposedly that's
Yeah.
I don't do Forbes,
Yeah.
but it was just on the Breakfast Club. They was just talking about it, and it's like, I mean, he's white trash at its best. Even if you don't want to call him a nigger, white
Mm-hmm.
trash at its best. Clearly,
Yeah.
like he is Brad Pitt's character from Snatch. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the one punch knockout artist type of thing, but he just runs his mouth. And then like part of me feels like, is that even him? Or is that just a WWF character that has, bled over and he's just acting? All of this is just an act.
No, you know what? I think it's possible, but I would have maybe believed that until I don't know, because I never broke my leg. But from
Right.
everything I gather, breaking your leg fucking hurts. And there's only so much acting you're gonna be doing whenever you got like an injury like that.
Right.
And he was a raving asshole.
Raving.
And so that's why I don't think it's an act. I think he,
I think that's just who he is.
yeah.
Well,
I mean, I don't know. I could
yeah,
be wrong. I don't know the
yeah.
guy, but
No, I'm with you though. Like it's suspect for sure.
yeah,
Like it's definitely suspect for sure. Part
and
of me thinks that you know how Bruce Willis is hailed as this great actor, but he only acts like himself on film.
yeah, he's a big asshole too, though. Supposedly.
That's what I'm saying. He
Hmm.
only acts his character, his actual character.
Yeah.
So you're not really acting.
You know what?
You're just being, it's like watching Kevin Hart on film, the same shit.
Hmm.
You know, Bruce Willis is this sarcastic asshole on every movie he's ever in.
Hmm.
You know, Kevin Hart plays this, you know, lovable dumbass, you know, on every fucking film that he's in, you
Hmm.
know, like, and they're just being themselves. I don't call them actors. You're not
So,
really acting.
so I have a controversial extension to that
Okay.
controversial hot take.
Okay.
I kind of feel like that applies to Robert De Niro.
Yes, I agree.
People are like, "Oh, he's a great actor." I'm
Totally.
like, "Really?"
Mm, yeah.
Because
Mm,
every role he ever plays,
mm,
coincidentally,
no. Probably not.
that's a
No.
pretty good De Niro face, man. Like every role is Robert De Niro as Robert De
Right.
Niro
Exactly. Same shit.
or
That's
Samuel
like
Jackson.
pretending like, yeah, exactly. Like that's like pretending Eminem played somebody else
Yeah,
other than Eminem in that movie.
yeah,
Stop it.
exactly.
He did great. Yeah, he did. He wasn't nervous on film. What do you know? He's on camera every single day for the last 20 years.
Yeah,
You know, like he wasn't nervous. He played himself. The
you
same
do
thing.
great too if they're like, "Okay, we're gonna make a movie about you."
Yep. Right. Exactly. Exactly.
All
Like
right, so in this
I could
scene,
totally act if I just so you want me to say, you know, thou shall not kill, but in my personality. Okay.
yeah,
You know, like I could do that all fucking day long. Like
uh-huh.
it's not acting. It's just being yourself without being nervous and obvious. Like that's so fucking stupid.
Hmm.
That whole concept, fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So I don't know. Do you think that he's like? Do you think that McGregor is done?
I mean, I think yes. I think that he don't. And I've said this about DMX. I've said this about Eminem. I've said
Hmm.
this about several artists that their greatest moments. You take Eminem, you take DMX, their greatest moments are telling stories about poverty and, you know, having hard times.
Hmm.
Once you make $20 million, you don't really have those same hard times anymore because all of those hard times came from not having money to be able to have insurance, to be able to have this, to have that. And once all of those needs are fulfilled,
Hmm.
then that hunger goes away. And I think that's why DMX fell off. I think that's why Eminem fell quiet for as long as he did. I don't think he necessarily fell off the way DMX did, because when DMX came back to rapping, it wasn't very good. But
Hmm.
when M came back, it was still up to par, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't say M fell off, but, you know, he disappeared for a while, you know?
So
And go ahead.
do you think that same thing sort I feel like the same thing sort of applies to Kanye.
Yes,
Because
yes,
Kanye was
totally.
amazing before
Yeah,
he was like big time.
when he was hungry,
Yeah. But then
he
once
was
he became
amazing.
famous, he just became this complaining asshole, like a rich complaining
Became a
asshole.
bitch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kanye's definitely the same. In the category of DMX and Eminem and Conor McGregor. Like Conor McGregor had that fight with Mayweather. He made $100 million.
Mm-hmm.
Started some stupid little company that's making millions of dollars selling whiskey off of his name.
Mm-hmm.
And congratulations, you made it,
See, that was the thing
but
that
you're not a
surprised
fighter
me
anymore.
when
Like
he
you don't
lost
have
that
it.
fight to what's his face? What
Mayweather.
Mayweather, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he did all right at the end. He wasn't a complete raving lunatic. He was like, oh,
Right.
he was pretty professional. It was a good fight,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And then to see him turn around with them, like, what is up with this dude? Like, like I thought he had sort of gone past that and had grown a little bit.
Well, that's what people were saying for the Dustin Poirier Conor McGregor 2 fight
Mm-hmm.
because he broke his leg in the Dustin and Conor 3 fight. That was the trilogy fight.
Yeah.
So
Who
in
who won the
in
first one?
the first one, Conor won.
Okay.
The second one, Dustin won.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one, they were trying to figure it out, but Dustin won it because of the break. But in the second one, he didn't talk any shit. So people had thought the same thing you just said. He had
Mm-hmm.
grown out of that.
Yeah.
And he was, because he's always taken his losses pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
He was the better man, fair game. I think that's what they say over there. He's
Yeah.
like he's like fair game to him. He was the better
Mm-hmm.
fighter today, blah blah blah. He would always say something like that. So he never really took losses too bad, especially considering the shit that he talks up to it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also this whole thing. Tell me what you think about this. Is that it's all just bullshit. They're just promoting the fight. They're just acting. They're just promoting the fight.
Yeah.
Because they talk shit. It earns more money. It captures more eyes. Similar to this Jake Paul bullshit. All of these dumbass like Logan Paul fights and Jake Paul fights, they just draw millions and millions and millions of eyes because they have that many followers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it's kind of one of those things like, mm, not super exciting fights. I've seen nothing that I liked in either, the Logan or the Jake Paul fights. Jake Paul's knocked out all of his opponents, but I mean, you put him up against Tyrone Woodley, right? That's who he's fighting next.
Mm-hmm. Who's fighting this guy?
Jake Paul, the
Oh,
younger
okay.
brother.
Mm-hmm.
And you put him up against Tyrone, you would think Tyrone would fuck this dude up. But my problem with Tyrone Woodley specifically, he's at the end of his career.
Mm-hmm.
He's my age. He's like 37, 38. He's at the end of his career. He's been a champion several times. He's a knockout artist for sure. But just based on my read of him, I could see him pretending to get knocked out by Jake Paul for a check
Mm-hmm.
under the table. It's like I'm gonna get $20 million or I'm gonna get $10 million for this fight. But if I go down, under the table, Jake Paul's got enough money to pay him another $10 million,
Mm-hmm.
or however, 2, 3, 4, 5 million. I don't know. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He
Mm-hmm.
just seems like the type that he would gladly get knocked out for money, for
Mm-hmm.
extra money that nobody knows about.
Yeah.
So he just seems kind of like, based on his skill level, he should beat the shit out of Jake Paul. But I got a funny feeling that that's not going to happen. I got a funny feeling that Jake Paul's going to knock out Tyrone Woodley, who, I mean, he's been in the ring with, like Robert Whitaker, and that dude's chin is ridiculous. And I mean, he's had some battles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is not an easy guy to knock out. And they didn't have big boxing gloves on. They had them little 4-ounce MMA gloves on, not 8-ounce or 10-ounce boxing gloves. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it was almost knuckles to chin, and these people who are strikers didn't knock this guy out. Like, I even think the same about Ben Askren, his last opponent. I could see him taking some money under the table because I could see Jake Paul trying to, for real, build up his career and just paying for it.
I mean, look at the shit that these brothers have done. Their entire life has been about their image and making money off of, fake shit.
Bullshit, right?
Yeah. And I was surprised. I was like, for real? This dude beat this guy? Like, just looking at these two dudes, I'm like, I mean, I'm no professional. I'm professional. Like, I don't follow
Yeah.
sports,
You're
I'm
not
not,
even a casual UFC or boxing fan.
no. But the stuff
Right.
I know personality wise, I don't believe Jake Paul has the personal dedication to be good enough to fight like someone who actually has spent time becoming a fighter.
I agree.
You know what I
I,
mean? Like
like,
he's too much of a fucking silly,
yeah,
him and his
Disney
brother.
fan. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying they can't fight.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that you're not a class fighter.
Yeah.
Any class. D, C, B, A,
Mm-hmm.
any class. You're a fucking YouTube star. Like,
Mm-hmm.
who has been boxing in your personal time for 4 years.
Yeah.
You beat, you know, Nate, what's his name? Nate Robinson. He's a basketball player and
Mm-hmm.
a small one at that.
Yeah.
Like, you're not beating anybody who is a boxer. You refuse to box boxers.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to take Ben Askren, who is known to be the worst striker in UFC. He's a wrestling guy.
Mm-hmm.
And you fight him and you knock him out. He comes out looking like me, shape wise.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Like, horrible. If you
Wow.
type in Ben Askren, Jake Paul fight, weigh in or whatever, he looked like a slob. He looked
Uh-huh.
like he'd been on the couch for the last 2 years. He was just collecting a fucking check. This
Yeah.
dude did not give a fuck about this fight. He has never been in worse shape in his fucking life
Wow. He does not look like a UFC dude
at all.
in this picture.
I mean, normally he doesn't. He's always kind of had that dad bod type of thing, you know?
Yeah.
He's never been chiseled,
Yeah.
but he's never looked that bad either, you
Yeah.
know? He's always at least been, you know, lean, they would call it,
Mm-hmm.
compared to that. Like, there was no flab. Like, he wasn't flabby. You know what I mean? But he's a wrestler. He's the worst striker in the UFC. So
Mm-hmm.
now Jake Paul's going after Tyrone Woodley, who is notably one of the better strikers. Now,
Mm-hmm.
granted, he didn't really learn to strike until his 30s, but still, he is a knockout artist. So this is hands down the hardest person he's ever faced. I just feel like this dude has super shitty morals and that he would
Mm-hmm.
totally dive for a check because he's at the end of his shit.
Yeah.
Like, and he just comes off as this kind of a shitbag dude like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so if I were to get on any of these, whatever, DraftKings or, I can't
Mm-hmm.
think of the other online gambling place right
I know
now.
what you're talking about. Yeah.
But if I were to get on any of those, I would actually bet that Jake Paul wins this next fight.
Yeah.
just because I think that at this point they're fixed. They're
Yeah.
gonna build him up so that he can fight Canelo or somebody who's an actual fighter, and then he's gonna get fucked up because he's not stepping in the ring with anybody who's a boxer. It's
Mm-hmm.
always somebody who's in some other sport. You're not fighting boxers. You don't want to be a boxer, bro. If you wanted to be a boxer, you'd be fighting boxers.
Yeah.
Like, let's come on. But him talking about, he a year ago he was talking about he's gonna dedicate his life to fighting Conor McGregor. Now he's calling Canelo out. Canelo fucking murder you in a fucking boxing ring. You're out of
Yeah.
your fucking mind. Canelo is a beast. That dude is ridiculous. Canelo might fuck Mayweather up right now. When Canelo lost to Mayweather back in the day, he was young as hell. Canelo's a different fighter right now.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you Mayweather would not fight him right now. Guarantee you.
Oh, you think so?
I guarantee you. Because Mayweather is notorious for fighting everybody after their prime or before, like Canelo. I mean, Mayweather is a phenomenal boxer, but it goes back to what we're kind of talking about, like that hunger.
Mm-hmm.
Like Conor don't got that no more.
Yeah.
Canelo has that still.
Mm-hmm.
Mayweather don't got that no more. He's made
Yeah.
too much money.
Mm-hmm.
Like even though money still gets him out of bed in the morning, clearly, like he ain't. But nah, Conor, same thing with DMX, Eminem,
Mm-hmm.
all of them that we mentioned. Like once they got rich, their problems were solved, and they didn't have the same pain anymore.
I mean, think about it. Before, you had to get up in the morning and you had to like train 6, 8 hours a day every day for 6 months, getting ready for a fight. Then you got to go out and let some fucking animal beat the shit out of you for an hour. And you make, let's say, $10 million, $20 million, right?
Right,
Do you want to go through all that trouble or go talk to the Spalding people and let them put your face on some
right.
gloves for $5 million
Agree.
dollars? That's a
Right,
10-minute meeting.
right.
And that's the
No
kind of
pain.
that's the kind of
Yeah.
situation that these guys get
Because
into.
in that Logan Paul Mayweather fight,
Mm-hmm.
so Mayweather supposedly made um basically like 20 million off of the fight, 50 million off of the pay-per-view percentage that
Mm-hmm.
he took, which was 50% supposedly. So that's 70 million. And then based on the endorsements on his shorts, he made $30 million.
Mm-hmm.
So he made $100 million off that fight.
Jesus Christ. How did you watch that fight?
Yeah, I saw that bullshit too.
How
Worst
long did it
fight.
last? I don't
It
remember.
was all 8 rounds. It went 8 3-minute rounds.
Uh-huh.
It
Wow.
was trash. It was boring as fuck.
Yeah.
And Mayweather didn't even cut his hair for the fucking fight. He looked like a bum.
Oh, for real?
You know how like your hair, like not our hair, because our hair is not like that, but how like Cicero's hair would get, or like Wesley's hair, when
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't combed or anything, it would get nappy
Yeah.
looking. Your shit
Uh-huh.
looked like Wesley's hair whenever he, had spent the night 2 days in a row and hadn't combed it.
Yeah. Wow. That's interesting.
Like he was just there for the money.
Mm-hmm. I
Like,
mean, it's $100
and
million.
yeah, who wouldn't take that? Who wouldn't do that? I'm not mad at him. I can't stand dude, but I'm not mad at him. 100 million?
Yeah.
Kidding me? You 100 million to dodge some punches? That's nothing to him, you know?
Oh, I
Okay.
see. Damn, he didn't cut his hair.
No.
I mean, if he was worried about getting punched in the head, he'd be like, I can't have all this hair on my head. Some dude to break my neck. All that extra
But you would
friction.
think that you going out for such a fucking expensive fight that you'd at least cut your fucking hair.
Nah, he
No, he
doesn't
ain't
care
give a
because
fuck.
he's like, this dude ain't gonna do nothing to me, and I'm making all this money.
Yeah.
This Paul kid had no business even fighting this guy.
None.
If McGregor supposedly had no business fighting
Correct.
this
Then
guy
Logan
is a
Paul
thousand
definitely.
times even more.
Correct. I agree. 100%.
Wow.
Out of place.
Yeah.
But he brought them eyeballs.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all either one of these Logan boys or these Paul boys are doing.
Mm-hmm.
They just bring a bunch of fucking eyeballs.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Fuck.
I mean, at this point, and this sort of goes back into what we are kind of talking about earlier. Like, that's kind of like part of the reason I don't pay attention to nothing. Cause like nobody cares about anything anymore.
Right.
Like everything in this country is about money.
Yep.
First and foremost, 11 months out of the year
Yep.
is it's all about money.
Facts.
I mean, anything to do with the government, professional sports.
It supersedes any and all rules. It supersedes
Mm-hmm.
everything. Like it doesn't matter what is fair. It doesn't matter any of that. Money, like what's going on at like my job. Tell me this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they've been pushing this new system where we scan mail, right?
Mm-hmm.
Digitally. So the process goes, we take it to a printer and we scan it, and the printer emails it to this website, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, sometimes that takes 2 hours for it to get onto the website.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's 5 minutes. Sometimes it's 8 hours. Sometimes it's 2 hours, four, five. Again, it might be 20 minutes sometimes, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand it, right? So now these people are forcing everybody to come back to work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why would we still scan them mail? Let's take, for instance, one of the guys that I scan mail to is literally like 10 steps out of the mail room's door.
Mm-hmm.
But if I scan him his mail, it's going to take at least an hour to get to the system. And then once I realize it's in the system, then I send it to him. I could have just walked over there, handed him this fucking piece of mail.
12 seconds.
12 seconds.
Watch this delivery time, boys.
Right. Why does it make any fucking sense? Going back to your point, because these fucking monkeys, the company that I work for, has
Mm-hmm.
sold this process to McDonald's,
Mm-hmm.
and they bought into it. So there's a big check connected to it. And now we're just going to be scanning people's mail I can literally hear their footsteps above my head.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just walking up there and I'll walk it up to them, bro. Instead of doing this shit, all of us would rather just hand people their fucking mail. But no, you want me to separate mail, scan it all individually. And it's not like we could just take a pile of mail and scan 99 pages. No, we have to scan each piece of mail separately.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no bulk, nothing.
Yeah.
It is the most inconvenient shit. Whatever you could think of that makes it more inconvenient, that's what we have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that could possibly make this more difficult, that's what we're going to do. But again, instead of me taking 10 steps out of this office to hand this man his mail when he doesn't want to be here because he still wants to work from home,
Mm-hmm.
but you're forcing them because you spend so much money on this fucking building. You're forcing him to come into work, but I still got to scan him his mail when he's right outside of our door.
Mm-hmm.
That to me, that you're not going to be able to make that make sense. That's
Yeah.
retarded. But there's a big ass check connected to it. So, all right. Power of the almighty dollar.
Mm-hmm.
The dollar rules all. All praises due to a dollar.
Yep.
Fucking people. Well, yeah, I don't know.
Well, like you said though, when you go every day, it's just to go see some people,
Right. Talk
talk
some
to
shit.
them. And
Talk some
like
shit. Try to have some fun.
that's kind of the way I'm viewing everything in life right now.
Okay, that
Like
makes sense.
I used to try to, and not that I don't care,
Mm-hmm.
I do care still. I care about voting rights and the environment. I've been caring about this stuff my entire life, decades.
Right.
I've been concerned. I've ranted and raved to my friends,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to comedic effect oftentimes. Just,
Yeah, well, you got to laugh if you don't cry.
yeah. And so like now I still care, but I can't pay attention anymore.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So
I
I'm just
can't
out
pay
here trying
attention.
to meet people, socialize, have fun.
Let me find some good shit. Let me find some good people.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hang around good people, have good times, genuine fun, shit like that. Like, because even with, some of the people at work, like sometimes I got to tell them, yo, no negative stories today, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to hear about your baby mama, like
Mm-hmm.
just let's, yo, if the weather is the best thing in your life, nigga, then let's talk about the weather.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If nothing else, if you hate your wife, you hate your kids, you hate your job, you hate your mom, you hate your dad, then nigga, let's talk about the weather. It's 72 today. It's a
Mm-hmm.
good day, in Chicago.
Yeah.
Didn't get robbed on the train. Let's talk about you not getting robbed. Let's not talk about the time last week where I wasn't paying attention and I'm just watching videos on my fucking phone in the morning, right? Trying to zone people out.
Mm-hmm.
And I get up to get off at my stop. And as I stand up, I see that some guy had gotten onto the train at some point and pulled his pants down and was just facing the window, cleaning the window with a dirty rag, with his pants down, no drawers, dick out, ass out, just he had like a fucking sweater on. It was his bald, like balding, because he had long hair on the side of his head. It was this balding fucking white guy, and I just had to thought to myself, damn, I didn't know I was on a train with a nigga with his dick out.
You should feel
Damn, I gotta pay
good.
more attention.
You did a good
Like,
job zoning that shit out.
man, I zoned the shit out of that. I didn't even know there was a nigga with his dick out. Yeah, it was some old. This shit's wild up here, man. These motherfuckers wild, man.
Wow.
It's wild. Fucking wild, wild west in this bitch. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But you gotta try to tune some of that shit out. You know what I mean? Just like, and then you get little, tidbits. Like the billionaire lady that was busting down boxes with me. That was crazy. That's wild.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's wild. That somebody could be that humble at $1 billion.
Yeah.
Like you ain't got to wipe your own ass if you don't want to. You know what I mean? Literally.
Mm-hmm.
Like you ain't you could pay somebody to do that. You could pay a handsome young man to do that shit. With a
Mm-hmm.
hard dick. So you jerk them off while you do it if that's what you like to do. Like whatever. You a super duper rich ass white bitch. Like you breaking boxes down.
Yeah.
Rector can't fucking speak. All right, this just crazy.
Yeah.
But my gay black director isn't humble enough. Being gay doesn't humble him. Being black doesn't humble him in America, in corporate America,
Mm-hmm.
mind you. Neither one of those things humbled you enough to speak to people.
Yeah.
But this fucking white bitch that, Lord knows what her ancestry has done to niggas, you know? Oh, and her son drives trucks. He's a
Really
fucking truck driver.
interesting.
Clearly, you could have been anything you wanted to be,
Uh-huh.
and you drive trucks, and your father and mother are billionaires, and you drive semi trucks across the United States. This shit is wild. That's some humble shit. I haven't met him yet. He's been in the building several times. I haven't met him,
Uh-huh.
but that's interesting.
That
That's
is
interesting.
interesting.
I mean, you must really love driving, bro.
Yeah.
Like, like, and I get it. And salute to you for just doing something you love versus continuing on the bullshit path.
Yeah.
Like, that's dope. That's cool. You making your own money in this, I'm sure it's 6 figures a year,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it, despite what's in your trust fund.
Yeah.
Like, that's interesting. That's interesting to me. That's interesting billionaire family right there.
That is interesting. Wow.
That changed my perspective a little bit. It's pretty cool. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool to see somebody like what I feel like I would be, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, interesting. But
That
yeah,
is
man.
interesting.
I don't think too much else been going on, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me neither. It's what is it? 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Okay. Oh, this is a short one.
Yeah.
Short one. Let's see. We got yeah, I think that's it, man. I don't think there's
Yeah.
too much. This world, I mean, or we're just getting used to this motherfucker being crazy as hell. And shit just don't register the way that it used to.
Yeah. No, that's true. All right. I guess we could call it
All
then.
right, let's call it. I need to go eat anyway. I gotta figure something to eat.
Cool.
So, and I might need to go cut the grass too.
Oh, I did that this morning.
Did you? It was too fucking hot. It was muggy as fuck this morning.
Yeah.
So I might be able to fuck with the grass right now, but so we'll see.
Cool.
All right, man. It's good talking to you.
Good talking to you too, man.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Excuse me. And I'll see you when I see you, I reckon.
Yep. Peace, everybody.
Take it easy.
Cool. I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, later, bro.
Later.